Okay, so for this assignment, we are using 2 to 4 circles that are exactly the same size, and we're using those to create a form group or a cell. I call it a cell, but it says a form group in the assignment, which is these little guys here. And then we're going to repeat those 2 to 4 times to create a balanced composition. And I've got mine repeated 4 times, so there's 4 circles repeated 4 times. Now you'll notice that the circles are all the same size through all 4 of the designs too. So you're using the same size circles in everything. So a couple things to note. You see I've got this gray rectangle behind my design. That makes it a lot easier for me to design things if I can see them, especially when you're working with white circles. You can try putting the stroke on. Let's try black. You know, and that gives you a pretty good idea too. If you want to work this way, I guess you can do that. But then, I don't know. I always sort of just out of habit put a ground behind it. Maybe it's because I paint, and that's something we all do. But anyway, so what I want to do at this point is to grab a square that's going to go on top. So let's see. I'm going to make that white, and I'm going to push it around a little bit. Okay, so now I've got my design sitting on that square. Now these are all grouped together. You can select all of your shapes and hit Command G, or you can go up to Object and Group, and that'll create a group out of all of these. If you see I click on any of these design, I've already grouped all the circles together. If I want to center this in this square here, I can use my Align menu, and that's buried over here. You can also go up to Window and Align. And I'm just going to use this one here, which aligns them sort of vertically, and then this one aligns them horizontally. And then that does a nice job of centering those. Now, I want to also make sure this is a good clean, it's good and clean, and all the designs are on the same sized squares, which isn't part of the assignment necessarily, but I think it's a good idea to take that approach. So what I'm doing here is I'm duplicating that shape, and now I need to put these designs onto the shapes. Now you'll see that something is amiss, right? Some of these are too big, and that's going to cause some trouble. So what I'm going to do is just put them on there anyway. At this point, I'm probably going to be able to get rid of my gray rectangle because I can see what's going on here. Now if you really want, you can actually do that to these background rectangles. I'll do that just so you can visualize what I'm doing. What I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to grab this one, and I'm going to grab the background. Actually, I'm going to just grab the background, and I'm going to copy and paste it. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want to put it on top. I'm going to line it up, and you can use any number of ways to line it up, but mine should snap to. And I'm going to put it on top. And what happens now is I can select, holding the Shift key, I can select some of the shape that's leaking out underneath, and I have that square on top selected, and then I'm going to come into Object, Clipping Mask, and Make. And there we go. Now, it looks like that gray back there isn't really going to work for us, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select gray over here while nothing is selected, and then I'm just going to hold down on the white and drag it over. And there's my design. I'm going to now do all those here. I have the keyboard shortcuts for that, so. And then I'm going to do that here. Okay, let's get that going. Come on. There. There we go. Okay, now if you want, you can actually come in, and I think you might be able to get away with putting a gray behind it here too. Clean that up. Make sure it's nice and centered. Then get your name put on there. So that would be a pretty good, pretty good set of designs there. And